Hi guys, welcome to Hoops Junction. Game 1 is in the books of the Western Conference Finals. Golden State won 113 to 111. Let's jump straight into it. Kawhi Leonard got hurt, and the Golden State Warriors definitely got lucky. Now, I don't want to say they got lucky in the sense of, making a huge comeback from 20 plus down. That's not what I mean. I believe, my personal opinion, if Kawhi Leonard stays healthy in the game, San Antonio Spurs take game 1. The first half, the Spurs scored 62 points, while the Golden State Warriors scored 42. So they had to command the lead. And even while Golden State was trying to make a comeback in the game, while Kawhi Leonard was in the game, everything that Golden State did, the San Antonio Spurs had a counter, shot for shot, shot for shot. You hit a 3, Curry hit a 3, Kawhi hit a 3. You hit a 3, another guy hits a 3. It was a very well-played game overall by both teams. It's sad to see Kawhi Leonard get hurt. And as soon as he got hurt, the Golden State Warriors went on a 46-22 run. And that completely killed San Antonio Spurs' momentum. Because without Kawhi Leonard in the game, it was as if their offense couldn't move anymore. LaMarcus Aldridge is their next guy up. And he had 28 today. I can't begrudge him for having 28 points. That's a good number. But his plus minus, he was negative 14 or so. So down the stretch, Spurs they didn't know who to go to, and they started playing stagnant basketball. And in terms of the Golden State Warriors, they're extremely. This is the luxury of why you have Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant. You have 4 All-Stars because Curry had 19 in the third, which kept him in the game, got it down to 8 or 10 points or whatever the case may have you. And then Durant went to work in the fourth, getting it down to 3, 2, et cetera, et cetera. So this is why you go out and get those guys. You know what I'm saying? So This game was a steal game for the San Antonio Spurs. If they wanted to steal one on the road, this was the one that they had to have. Even with Kawhi Leonard going out, and I understand it's very difficult, maybe they could have ran more ball movement plays to get things going. Because I saw Ginobili, he was turning back the hands of time. He had a couple of dunks, layups. He made some great plays, great passes. But down the stretch, that all dissipated and got erased. They couldn't get anything going. And I hate that Kawhi Leonard went down, because now that's the excuse. Well, Kawhi Leonard went down. This happened, that, and the third. So you really can't. Me personally, I kind of agree with that sentiment, because if he's in the game, the course of the game changes dramatically. Maybe some of those plays, those offensive rebounds the Warriors got, they don't get them because Kawhi Leonard's in the game. And maybe San Antonio was able to keep pace and keep scoring like they were before in the first half. Overall, I like down the stretch how it was a good game, but this might not make out for a good series due to the fact that Kawhi Leonard got hurt. And I want to talk about that. First things first. Did Kawhi Leonard land on Zaza Pachulia's foot? Yes, he did. But before that play, Kawhi Leonard he injured his ankle slightly when he stepped on David Lee's foot. I believe wherever Kawhi Leonard landed, even if he just landed normal, I believe the integrity of his ankle is to the point where any little adjustment off, he'll roll his ankle. So when he came back in the game and they were up 20, 25, or 22, whatever the case, 22 or something like that, I think that's when he hit a 3. And then they came back down the stretch, and he has Pachulia on him. He tried to dribble. He tried to fade on him. He caught a good move. Pachulia was caught. To me, what Pachulia did was not a intentional play to harm him. I know in the NBA, the new rules are you have to give the defender space to land, and I respect that. But I don't think he was trying to intentionally hurt him. I think what happened was he was basically trying to close out even better, because he had a poor closeout to begin with. And the way the Warriors were doing, if you recall it during that time, their ball pressure was at 95%. They were ball pressuring really high, and for Pachulia to give up any kind of space on that jumper would have been unacceptable. He probably would have came out of the game. So I understand where Pachulia is coming from, and I understand when people will say it's dirty and this, that, and the third, but he didn't do it on purpose. He didn't do it on purpose. There's no way you could purposely try to put your foot underneath somebody's foot while they're fading on you. There's no way that you think you're going to do that. I don't even think after Kawhi's shot that Pachulia even tried to look at him or anything. He just turned around, look at the ball going towards the hoop, because that's what was important, the closeout and the rebound. It wasn't a dirty play in my opinion. Now this whole Kawhi Leonard injury, we don't know if he's gonna play the next game. Popovich doesn't really have any kind of idea. I hope they sit him this game. The next game they sit him, because if he goes back in the game and he's not 100%, he's gonna do more damage to the ankle than good. And the Spurs, if they could have possibly taken game one, there's some way that Popovich could work something out where they could possibly take game two. Because if you watch the game in its entirety, you know, they forced Golden State into a lot of turnovers. And, you know, just looking at the numbers here, Golden State as a team, Golden State had 24 turnovers. So, as opposed to San Antonio's 17. So, that was really bad for Golden State. So, if the Spurs could somewhere force the Golden State Warriors into a decent amount of turnovers, they could possibly win a game in Golden State. You know, with Kawhi Leonard being out, the only issue right now is scoring. Can DeJounte Murray score enough? Can Manu Ginobili give you enough scoring? Can Patty Mills give you enough scoring? So that's going to be the primary problem for the San Antonio Spurs. This game was for them, man. Golden State really, really got lucky. I hate to use those words, but I mean, if Kawhi doesn't go down, you know, you never know what's going to happen. And the same way that people were calling for LaMarcus Aldridge to step up, I felt like Kevin Durant, somewhere down the stretch, he kind of disappeared. When Curry went on that streak, scoring like 19 in the third quarter, to me, Kevin Durant was basically nowhere to be found, basically. In the fourth quarter down the stretch, he had a couple of plays, but I feel like KD has to play better. He had 34 points, which is, you know, you can't begrudge that. That's really huge. He went to the line a lot, but in the second half, he kind of disappeared. And this is what he kind of did with Westbrook in the Western Conference Finals, where when they had that 3-1 lead, he kind of took the foot off the gas, and it hurt OKC. So he had 34. Curry was the big story here. He had 40 points. I mean, the guy went 5 for 7 from 3. He's a winner. If you can possibly say, if there's anything that you want to say about him, like, he makes winning plays. He's a winner. He's a winner. The kid is a winner. Like, he's nasty. Like, that was just plain on nasty. He had 19 in the third, and he just made play after play for his team. Now let's get to the overall shooting for these teams. Just bear with me one moment. I have 3-point shooting. Golden State shot 36% from 3, which is horrible. They went 11 for 30, but Spurs were even worse. They shot 31% from 3, 7 for 22, and the basic overall is Golden State shot 48% while San Antonio shot 47%. So this game was at San Antonio's pace. They, for the most part, they had the pace that they wanted. It was to their liking. Everything was played up to the way that they want to play. Aldridge had 28. Kawhi had 26, pardon me. Patty Mills, he only had 5. So Gasol only had 5. Green only had 8. So these are the guys that need to step up if the San Antonio Spurs want to win the series. And I'm basing this if Kawhi Leonard is good to go. If he's not good to go, then you're dead in the water. I picked the Golden State Warriors to win this in 6, and Game 1 was the reason. Because the Spurs can force you into playing badly. They read the scouting report. They stick to their game plan. It doesn't matter if they're up 20, down 20. They're sticking to that game plan to make you make mistakes. And the Golden State Warriors haven't faced a team in the Western Conference that is this disciplined. Even when they play like the Cleveland Cavaliers, like in the past couple of finals, even the Cavs aren't this disciplined. Like, so this is a really good test for them. But if Kawhi Leonard's not in the game, if he's not going to be playing, then that really hurts San Antonio's Spurs' chances to even get 2 wins in the series. Overall, what was very, very, very telling for me, San Antonio had 37 rebounds. Golden State out-rebounded San Antonio Spurs. They had 43 rebounds. So if you're not gonna shoot the 3-ball well and you're not gonna rebound well, you're not going to beat the Golden State Warriors. And that's why I picked the Spurs to win at least 2 games in the series. I didn't think it was going to be a sweep. I knew the Golden State would win the series, but in 6 games, because 2 things the Spurs do well. They shoot the 3 ball very well. I think they have the highest percentage in the league for shooting the 3. Granted, they don't shoot that many, but they have the highest percentage. Secondly, the San Antonio Spurs rebound the ball extremely well. They have Gasol, they have Kawhi Leonard, they have LaMarcus Aldridge, who can rebound the ball greatly. And they got rebounded today. So this is not good. This is not good. Popovich is going to have to run a few more dive-in plays for Pau Gasol and get LaMarcus Aldridge going a little bit better. Like I know he had 28. I'm not knocking on the guy, because to me in that Rockets series he found something which he could take over into this Golden State series. So that's great. He went 11 for 24 from the field. You can't knock him. He had 8 rebounds, but certain plays down the stretch he just wasn't aggressive. He wasn't aggressive at all. And you can say the same thing about Kevin Durant. There were certain plays down the stretch where KD wasn't aggressive. Even though he had 34, certain plays he just wasn't aggressive. There was one play where it was 94 to 88. And KD had the ball at top of the key. I believe he had slow-mo on him. He was calling for a screen. Draymond Green said, "No, that's who you got. Look who you got on you." And then he crossed him, went to the rack, and he dunked it. It was 94 to 90, called timeout. So these are the kind of plays where you're going to look back. These are little nuances of basketball. The confidence factor, the knowing your personnel, knowing who you got on you, knowing the switch and the rotations. And stuff like that is very important. And the rotations killed San Antonio down the stretch. Every time they put LaMarcus Aldridge in that pick and roll, the Golden State Warriors got either a good shot or a great shot, or they got great rotations. There was a play where I believe Stephen Curry did a pick with Sean Livingston. I believe Aldridge was on him. He rolled. They threw the ball to Livingston. Livingston threw it to Thompson. Ginobili had to rotate, and Klay Thompson had a wide open 3. So, and he missed it, but these are the small little plays. Like, you can't have that. Aldridge, he can't be on the screen and roll. They got to put Aldridge on a man that's not going to be the screen and roll man. I don't know if they're going to put him on, because you can't really put him on Kevin Durant. But if you do put him on Kevin Durant, then I guess you can't pick him. There's no pick. It's just straight up, because the next guy can probably be a great defensive wing like a Danny Green. So maybe that's something that you think about. But every time they put Aldridge in the pick and roll, they got a great shot. It wasn't a good shot. They got a great shot. Curry was either cooking them or they would hit the roll man, and then that's it. So one of the few players we have to really look at on the Golden State side as well is Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, 2 for 11, 6 points. Every single year he does this. I'm just trying to figure out, when are we going to get that Klay where he consistently gets 25 a game? Western Conference Finals last year he had 45. But when are we going to get that consistent 25 from Klay every single game? You can say, well, Durant's in the game now, the shot distribution is changing. That doesn't matter, because the last 2 years, Klay Thompson hasn't really had a great finals, great playoffs. To me, he always struggles. Now, I don't know what it is. It's not the lights to me, because he's been under the pressure a ton. But 2 for 11, that wasn't good. He only hit 1 3 in the game. We expect a lot more from Klay. Draymond Green, he does Draymond Green things. 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 7 rebounds. One thing is, he almost got ejected, and they're going to have to clean that up. As far as more San Antonio's bench had 39. They have 49 points, which is really good. Golden State's bench was horrible. I believe together, combined, they had 13 points. So Golden State is going to need their bench to step up a lot more. West only had 1 point. Barnes had 2 points. Iguodala had 2 points. McGee had a point. Ian Clark had 3 points. They need their guys to step up a lot more, because they can't put all that pressure on Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant. Because honestly, this is where the luck factor comes in. Jay-Z said if you play with skills, then you have a little luck to happen. things aren't luck, but the thing is, it's just like, that's what we call it. That's the easy way to say, they worked really hard and they're doing things that we can't possibly do. But here's the luxury of having Stephen Curry. If Stephen Curry doesn't hit 19 in that third quarter, game's over. You're down 20-something points. Even with Kawhi out of the game, you don't go on a 46-22 run, and you lose game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. So, that being said, they can't rely and think Curry's going to have 40 next game. They can't rely and say, well, Kevin Durant's going to have 34 again. Golden State Warriors are going to have to find a way to get other guys going. And that's very important. That's very key. See what I'm saying? Because the Spurs, the only way they win is by committee. So everybody chipped in, from Manu Ginobili, who had 17, Jonathan Simmons, who had 12, to Anderson, who had 4 points. Like, everybody kind of chips in here and there. But Golden State, they rely too heavily on their star players. And that could be a hindrance. That could be something that comes back to bite them later on. But this is a win for Golden State. I'm not going to say it's a great win because they didn't beat the Spurs at full strength. And they would have made this comeback with Kawhi Leonard on the court, still defending, still able to play. Then I'm like, this is a great win. But this is a wake-up call to Golden State. Stop turning the ball over. Get more into the movement, ball movement, and just take your time. Like, if you watch the game, the entire game, they were trying to hit home run plays. They were up 1, up 2, trying to hit threes. Get layups. The more layups you get to the line, the better it is for you. You put more pressure on the other team to score. Especially San Antonio is not a team that has great scorers, so to speak. Kawhi Leonard is their best scorer. If you take him out of the game, Aldridge is a good scorer. He's not a great scorer. So, he was in Portland, but now in San Antonio, he's not as good. So, do the basic plays. So, this is going to come down to discipline, sticking to your guns, and sticking to the game plan. I know San Antonio could do it. I know Golden State could do it. So, we'll see how it goes. Kawhi Leonard is the key factor. If Kawhi Leonard cannot go the rest of the series, Golden State might win it in 5, or they might sweep. So, we'll pray for Kawhi Leonard. Hope everything is good. To all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. All you fellas, I hope you greeted your mother. Hope you gave her some flowers, some words of encouragement. And thank all the mothers. Thank all these guys' mothers, because we got to see a really good game. Even though Kawhi Leonard got hurt, that was a good game down the stretch. This is Vlad from Hoops Junction, where Hoops meets Hoopla. Peace.